Good morning. Talking to you from the top of the downs. Here I am, hopefully you can see that beautiful view there that's behind me. And I wanted to talk to you about emotional states, how to be in a more positive, elevated emotional state. Let's not talk so much about positive and negative, actually. Let's talk about elevated and not so elevated or lower vibrational emotional states, which is your fear and anxiety and guilt and worry and all of that. And it's all very well to talk about getting into a higher vibrational emotional state, but it's kind of like, well, how do you do that, when you're so, most of us are so attached to those limiting emotions that we feel that we really don't know how to shift them or how to change them. And shifting those emotions and changing them is a lot of what the work is about. It is about recognizing where you are and being able to let go of it. When you're feeling pissed off about something, there's nothing more satisfying, really, is there, than going and talking to someone else about it, telling them. Your ego wants to go and tell somebody and have them affirm to you that, yes, what you're thinking and feeling is absolutely correct, and yes, he really was a bastard to you, and yes, they agree with you, and in that way your identity or your ego is getting some kind of validation, and that's great. But what it does is it perpetuates the energy that you're putting into those emotions, and if you stay attached to your story of why you're feeling the way you are, it's very difficult to get up into a more elevated emotional state. So yes, well, it's very good to notice those things, acknowledge what we might call your current reality, acknowledge it, see it, but then choose the higher, choose to be in a state which matches what you actually would love to have in your life, which means basically learning to contact your heart on these things, on these matters. Matters of the heart. Effortless magical living should be called matters of the heart. So yeah, your heart. I've been watching some programs on Gaia TV, and if you haven't discovered that, do go and watch stuff because it's brilliant. But listening to Greg Braden talking about how the actual heart is full of its own independent nervous system, independent of the brain, and the heart really sends messages to the brain to tell the brain what chemicals to start secreting. So obviously your heart's where you feel stuff, so if you're feeling pissed off and angry and upset, then immediately the heart is sending signals to the brain saying, okay, here we go with the stress hormones. So if we can contact our heart and begin to get ourselves into a better feeling state and get that heart-brain connection going in a more productive and useful way to us, then what we're going to have is more of a chance of being able to create more positive states of emotion, elevated states of emotion that are going to replace those more difficult emotions of fear and guilt, anxiety, which, by the way, we are addicted to because, we've been programmed, we've been conditioned by our conditioning as a young child to rely on those emotions, if you like, to we're in that sort of permanent fight or flight type of state, which is what we need for our survival. But as evolved beings, we don't really need to be there. We don't really need to be feeling all those, and we can let go of those and choose to be in a higher state. And one of the ways to do it, which I learned on a Greg Braden program a while ago, and I've been using it, and it's really, really useful, is you place your hand, or both hands actually, either in the prayer mudra, so you'd have the other hand up next to it, but I can't do that because I've got my phone in my hand, or you'd have your both hands over your heart, over the centre of your chest, your sternum, and then you breathe in very slowly for the count of 4, and you breathe out again very slowly for the count of 4, and you continue to do that cyclically whilst thinking good thoughts like appreciation, gratitude, love, freedom, and let those good thoughts give you good emotions. So let yourself feel those emotions of freedom, of gratitude, of appreciation, whilst you're breathing in that way, and that increases your heart-brain connection. I can't think of the word he uses to describe it at the moment. It'll come back to me once I finish doing this video. Obviously I'll be walking along and go, ooh, that's what it was. But it's about getting them linked up, coordinated. The word begins with a C, but it's not coordinated. It's gone. But if you do that as many times a day as you can think about it, you know, you can do it while you're waiting in the supermarket queue, if you don't mind putting your hands over your heart and feeling a bit self-conscious, or but you know, you can do it any time in your day, and do it for about 3 minutes at a time, and more if you want, but 3 minutes is good. And what you'll find is that you begin to more easily be able to choose those states that are going to benefit they're going to benefit you. They're going to put you into a better feeling state. And from there, you're able to hear that quiet voice of your intuition and make better decisions. You know, it's never good to make decisions when you're in fear or anger or guilt. It's never good, you know, because you'll make the wrong choice, you'll make the wrong decision. So it's always good to just calm yourself down, do that bit of breathing, contact your heart, and ask your heart. Your heart knows exactly what the right thing for you to do is, and if you're ever in any doubt, you just literally close your eyes, put your hands over your heart and say, what am I going to do about whatever it is? And your heart will actually answer you in a sentence. In fact, my heart, when I ask it, will often answer me before I've even finished the sentence, and you can be sure that your heart knows. So learn to use your heart and breathe deep and learn to detach from those emotions which mess you up and create more of the same in your life. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and yeah, here I am on the top of the Downs. Here's the view again, and love and blessings to you all.